We have a few open pews in the very front that say
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early proudly we last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
On heaven ring with the harmonies of bliss.
Lift every voice and sing a song.
As the listening sky, let it resound, that is the rolling sea.
Lift every voice and sing. Lift every voice and sing a song. Lift every voice and sing a song of hope. Let's sing the rising sun. Oh, what will they become? Let us march on till they turn the Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when all unborn have died. Yet with a steady beat, and not our weary feet, come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come, oh, we have come over a way that the glory burns. Till now we stand at last, where the red gleam of a bright star is cast.
Amen, choir. The Lord be with you. And a will to fulfill the dream that you have for St. Augustine's University, your creation, and this community of students, staff, and faculty. Grant us the wisdom to be faithful to your work and will to be good stewards of what you have provided for us over the years and today. Grant us the courage we need to move forward and the courage to take risk when we need to take risk, so that we may be so emboldened by your gospel that we may speak truth to power when the time calls for us to do so. Grant us the patience we need when the way forward seems unclear and we want to make things happen in our own time and in our own way. Grant us the love that we need to hold one another with kindness, to bind each other in affection, to work in harmony. Grant us the grace that we need so that all who enter the gates of St. Augustine's University will experience that same grace and welcome from this community. And God, we ask that you grant us your Spirit so that we, like your Son Jesus, will empty out ourselves of everything so that we may be present and available to serve you, to serve one another, and to serve this university. May the incarnation of your presence at St. Augustine University make us faithful in the building of your kingdom and the sharing of love and mercy. Amen.
God of every nation, every race and creed, Lord of every creature, every budding seed, friend of every right hand, foe of every wrong, Father, Son, Great Spirit, listen to our song. So with thankful hearts we worship and adore thee, Father, Son, Great Spirit, Holy Trinity. Amen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am blown away by our choir. I am so excited to see so many of our students, our faculty and staff, and community members here today. We have members of our Board of Trustees. And this is an exciting day, February the 1st, Black History Month. But we celebrate all the time. But I'm so thankful for this day, this moment in time, to be leading this great institution. We pay homage to the indomitable spirit of our founders, the rich legacy and all they did, and we honor them today. Their vision, their resilience, and unwavering commitment to education. Despite the challenges that we have been undertaking these past few months, past few years, we draw strength from their achievements, from those who came before us. We are the torchbearers of their legacy, entrusted to safeguard it and to enhance its noble mission. Let us embrace the responsibility with courage, determination, and innovation. We reflect on the history of this great institution. We acknowledge the sacrifices that made the triumphs we celebrated. It's not merely a record of the past, but a testament to the enduring impact of education and the power of community. Today, we also recognize the extraordinary leadership that has guided this institution in the past and the leadership that will guide it in its future. We honor their dedication and celebrate their lasting influence on this journey. Amid our challenges, the resilience of our faculty and staff, and I want to pause there a minute. Can I recognize our faculty and staff? Would you please stand? And again, in the era of me being transparent, the message I had to deliver to them last Friday was not one any president, any leader ever wants to deliver. When you have to tell someone that you were not able to pay them on time. And students, and I'm off script, so I'll let you know that. When I spend the time in the cafeteria talking with you and when you come to my office, we all have a responsibility. When we ask of you to do your part, it's because it's a trickle-down effect. We don't want mediocre. So if you don't want mediocre lives, mediocre clothes, mediocre anything, and if you expect excellence, then we must give excellence in all times. If it's not about excellence here at SAU, we're no longer going to do it, okay? So I challenge us, I'm back on the script, y'all. Amid our challenges, our faculty and staff have been resilient. Our students inspired me, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm very inspired about our students. I'm gonna talk about a few of them in a little bit, including the 373 that earned the Dean's List last semester. In addition, our student athletes from all 13 of our sports, especially our 39-time national champion men's and women's track team, our 18-time CIAA champion volleyball team, and I'm gonna call them, they tried to jump me, y'all. The volleyball girls, most of them are even taller than me. So that crew, keep your eye out on them, okay? Our men's and women basketball teams continue to break barriers in all of our sports. I've taken a liking. The first group of students I met on this campus was our girls basketball team as they practiced before heading to Virginia State. They are amazing young ladies. They work hard, they play hard, in spite of not having all the resources. And that's to all of our student athletes. We owe you more. Our men's basketball team has not lost at home, period. Our cheerleaders fighting on. And I had a conversation with them. They said, well, we need some more uniforms, because I said, I want the same fire y'all give the boys, I need y'all to give the girls. They brought that fire last night, and our girls almost scored 100 points. We owe them the very best at all times. I am reminded by the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at the times of challenge and controversy. Let us embrace this moment as an opportunity to demonstrate our resilience, unity, and unwavering commitment to this great institution. We must not continue to accept mediocre. We all must do our part. As president, I have to make tough decisions that are in the best interest of this great institution and this university as a whole. I must be transparent and work with our board, our university leaders, our faculty and staff, and all of our students and our student leaders. I must also be engaging with everyone in this community to truly get a sense of whose we are, where we need to go, who we need to pay, and to ensure that all of us do our part so that we can flourish. I call upon you to join hands and hearts in solidarity as we navigate these current challenges. Let us foster an environment of open dialogue, creative problem solving, and collective action. Together, we can overcome these obstacles that lie before us and emerge more mighty, resilient, and united than ever before. The road ahead may be tough, but we can rise to the occasion like the falcons we are. Let us draw inspiration and strength of our founders, our predecessors, the wisdom of this community because of its boundless potential. As we embark on the next chapter of this great institution, let us do so with a renewed sense of purpose, a spirit of collaboration, and an unwavering faith in the transformative power of education. The challenges we face today are not insurmountable. There are opportunities to demonstrate our resilience, our creativity, and commitment to the noble cause of advancing knowledge and shaping our future. Thank you for your dedication, and I look forward to walking this journey with each of you. Let us build a future that honors our past, elevates the present, and inspires future generations. Happy Founders Day, and may the spirit of our founders guide you, and we continue to shape the destiny of St. Augustine's University. Thank you. Next, we'll have remarks from Trustee Joe Lynn, followed by Madam President, Ms. Ariana White, in that order.
Thank you, Dr. Burgess. I looked at the program this morning. Can everybody hear me okay? I looked at the program this morning, and I saw that I got a promotion that nobody told me about. I accept all roles. This morning when I got up, it was a little cool outside, and I walked out, and I was riding on over to the campus. The thing that struck me the most was the rays of sunlight and the warmth that it gave me as I rode over. And that ray of sunlight and the warmth still resonates with me. And I say that to say that we all are rays of sunlight. It's a matter of how and when you allow them to shine. So I challenge each of you before I go into my remarks. Let your rays of sunlight shine on this institution, your lives, your families, and all of your endeavors that you undertake. Dr. Burgess, ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed faculty and staff, our wonderful students and our alumni, not just in this building, but across these lands and this nation. Our guests, honored guests, I stand before you today with a heart full of pride, reverence, as we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in the history of St. Augustine's University. Founders Day is a time-honored tradition that allows us to reflect on the vision and legacy of our esteemed founders who sowed the seeds of this great institution 157 years ago. 157 years ago. Put that in your mind and reconcile with what that may have felt like for our ancestors, great aunts, great uncles, cousins, 157 years ago. The spirit of our founders lives on in the hearts of everyone St. Augustine's University has touched. Their vision, perseverance, and dedication inspire and guide us as we navigate the present challenges and strive to secure a thriving future for this esteemed institution. In the face of adversity, we must draw strength from the remarkable leaders who have steered St. Augustine's University through the tides of time. From the first president and one of our founders, Reverend Jacob Brenton Smith, to our interim president, Marcus H. Burgess. Each president has laid and played a pivotal role in shaping St. Augustine's University's journey, leaving an indelible mark on the institution's history. Despite our challenges, this is a moment or an opportunity to reaffirm our unity, resilience, and dedication to St. Augustine's University's noble mission. It is time for us to come together, not just as individuals, but as a united force committed to securing the legacy of this great institution for generations to come. As we look to the future, I call upon every one of you, to stand in solidarity as we chart a path grounded in our shared values, fueled with innovation, and guided by the tireless spirit of our founders. At this Founders Day convention, let us honor the sacrifices of those who came before us by creating a future that surpasses all expectations and paves the way for St. Augustine's University to continue as a beacon of knowledge and inspiration. Thank you for your unwavering dedication to St. Augustine's University. Thank you. I am confident that we will overcome the hurdles together and build a future that honors our past, celebrates our present, and inspires future generations. And remember, continue to let that ray of sunlight beam and shine. Thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of the White Freeman Administration, it is with immense joy and pride that I welcome each and every one of you and the architects of our beloved institution. Founders Day is not just a celebration of our past, but a reaffirmation of our commitment to the principles and ideals that have guided us through generations. Today, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and it is our responsibility to carry their torch forward, illuminating the path for the generations to come. Students, let this Founders Day serve as a reminder that we are a part of something larger than ourselves. This is a day to appreciate the unity that defines us, the diversity that enriches us, and the shared purpose that propels us toward a future filled with promise and possibility. Thank you.
I love my H in front of my B.
My B.
My C. My C in front of my U.
I love my HBCU.
I love my H in front of my B.
My B.
My B in front of my C.
My C.
My C in front of my U.
I love my HBCU.
I love my HBCU. I love my HBCU.
Which mic, baby? This one. Okay. Out of a rock quarry, a university was built.
I love my H in front of my B.
My B.
My B in front of my C.
My C.
My C in front of my U.
I love my HBCU.
I love my H in front of my B.
My B.
My B in front of my C.
My C.
My C in front of my U.
I love my HBCU.
I love my HBCU.
I love my HBCU.
I love my SAU.
I love my SAU.
I love
Blue and white.
all hail the blue and white. 11 priests from the Protestant Episcopal Church traveled from the north to the south to start a school for the formerly enslaved.
The Civil War was over. Reconstruction had begun, and it was time for change.
And our founders knew it. They knew that colored people had the same ability as whites.
So with the power of God moving with them, these 11 priests from the Episcopal Church made the move to begin,
Start.
Activate.
Launch,
Create.
commence,
open,
establish, and introduce to the city of Raleigh and to the world St. Augustine's Normal School and Collegiate Institute.
In spite of those Southerners fighting against us, St. Augustine's was incorporated July 19th, 1867.
and 6 months later, the first classes were held in January 1868.
This school is designed to educate teachers of both sexes for the instruction of colored people of the South, and to establish a training school for the preparation of colored men for the sacred ministry.
And I imagine when the first 4 students stepped onto the campus of St. Augustine's Normal School, their souls cried, filled with happiness. They were given the opportunity to learn. Oh yes, I can see them now, stepping onto the hallowed grounds of St. Augustine's walking through the doors of the buildings, staring at the walls, vowing to hold everything within those walls sacred.
We vow not to leave you until our minds, bodies, and souls are well fed.
And they were well fed, and the school continued to grow.
All was going well
Until the fire of 1883.
All the main buildings on campus were destroyed, but St. Augustine's would not be defeated. Dreaming and dreaming of moving forward, working and working towards moving forward, fighting and fighting, moving forward, never turning back, moving forward.
And within the same week of the fire, students and teachers were back to work in temporary buildings.
They fought to guarantee continued education for students.
So with courage
and with grace,
they began rebuilding. And like the phoenix rising from the ashes, buildings rose again.
The college had to rise again.
And it did. In 1885, the first diplomas were awarded.
In 1893,
name change!
St. Augustine's School.
Significant buildings were erected. 2 are currently on the historic registry: St. Agnes Hospital and the historic chapel.
Then the school said goodbye to kerosene lamps and
hello, electricity. The wiring was installed by St. Augustine's students.
Name change!
Now we are St. Augustine's Junior College.
8 years later, we upgraded to a 4-year institution.
Augustine's University.
This university, originally established to educate blacks, has a proud tradition.
A proud tradition.
Mari Evans says in her poem, "Who can be black and not seeing the wonder of it, the joy, the challenge?" And to come together in a coming togetherness, vibrating with the fires of pure knowing.
Reeling with power, ringing with the sound above sound above sound, then to explode in the majesty of our oneness, our coming together in a coming togetherness.
Who can be born black and not exult?
Who can be born black and not sing the wonder of it, the joy, the challenge?
Who can be born black
and not sing
the wonder of it, the joy,
the challenge?
Who can be born black?
Who can be born black and not exult?
We exult, triumph, rejoice, and take pride in who we are, and take pride in what our founders accomplished for us.
The 11 priests had us in mind while they built the bridge leading to our future.
Because those who fought for the school's survival knew we were coming.
The class of 2024.
They knew we were coming.
The class of 2025.
They knew we were coming.
Our founders knew I was coming to teach.
To learn. And there were scholars who came before us.
Stories.
I am
Anna Julia Cooper.
I fought for the rights of colored people, particularly for colored women, all of my life. I entered St. Augustine's normal school at the age of 9, about 1 year after the school opened. While a student at St. Augustine's, I had to fight to take some of the classes that were reserved for men.
I later taught at St. Augustine's.
By the time I was 67 years old, I had become the 4th black woman in the United States to earn a PhD. My first book, A Voice from the South, is said to be the first writings on black feminism. I am an educator, scholar, feminist, and civil rights activist. Yes, children, there was a civil rights movement long postal stamp in my honor. I am Anna Julia Cooper, and I am who I am because of St. Augustine's Normal School and Collegiate Institute.
I am William McBriar. I was a Buffalo soldier in the United States Army. I was known for my bravery and my marksmanship, also known for my coolness under pressure. I was awarded the Medal of Honor in 1890 for my bravery during the Cherry Creek campaign. When we were under fire, I was able to force a surrender. I was older than most of the recruits in the 10th Cavalry, but that's okay. I had the most education. I had already finished 3 years of St. Augustine's. Who am I? A Buffalo soldier, hero, farmer, military school instructor. I am William McBriar, a leader. I am who I am because of St. Augustine's Normal School and Collegiate Institute. I am
Bishop Henry Beard Delaney,
an alumnus of this great institution. I am the first Negro to become the bishop in the Episcopal Church in North Carolina. I enrolled at St. Augustine's School 14 years under Anna Julia Cooper. And like Cooper, I became a teacher after completing my studies. I was a chaplain and in charge of all the building's projects. I built this historic chapel and St. Agnes Hospital. My wife worked at the school. We raised all 10 of our children on the campus. St. Aug even named a building after my wife, Delaney Hall. You've probably heard of at least 2 of my daughters, Bessie and Sadie.
Yes, Papa. I think some of them have heard of us.
We
Are
the Delaney
sisters.
sisters. I'm Bessie, the 3rd child, and I live to be 104 years old.
I'm Sadie, the 2nd child, and I live to be 109 years old. 10 children in all. We used to run all over this campus when we were little.
And we were a proud family and a family of faith.
That's right. Not only did all 10 children graduate from St. Augustine's, but we
all got advanced degrees. All of us in all sorts of professions. I was a dentist.
and I taught school.
That's right. Our brother Lemuel was a surgeon. Hubert was a judge. Lucius an attorney.
That's right. And William and Samuel were undertakers.
Henry was a dentist like me.
And like me, Julia and Laura were teachers.
Did we name all 10?
We named all 10.
Now, Sadie and I did something we never thought we would do.
We wrote a book,
Yes, a book about our lives. Maybe you've heard of it.
Having Our Say. And guess what? The book became
a successful Broadway play.
and later a movie. I Am Who I Am,
And I am who I am because of
St. Augustine's Normal School and Collegiate Institute. Sister,
Yes.
should we tell them
Tell them what?
about how our oldest brother Lemuel was a surgeon?
We told them that already. He was a surgeon at St. Agnes Hospital here on this campus.
But we didn't tell
I
them.
will tell them. I am Lemuel Delaney Sr. I was a student at St. Augustine's and eventually went to medical school at the University of Pennsylvania. I was such a good surgeon that folks used to sneak me off campus to perform surgeries at the White Hospital. I'm one of those patients that ever knew that I was performing a surgery on them. I am Dr. Lemuel Delaney Sr., surgeon, civil rights activist. I am who I am because of St. Augustine's Normal School and Collegiate Institute.
I am Selma Burke, a sculptor, but I didn't start my career as an artist. I enrolled in nursing school at St. Agnes Hospital on the campus of St. Augustine's.
When I completed my studies in 1924, I moved up north to become the private nurse for the heiress of the Otis Elevator Company. Well, I couldn't remain in nursing. That artistic bug kept calling me.
Kept calling me. So I went back to school and received a master's degree in fine arts from Columbia University. I want you good people in the audience to do me a favor. I want you to go into your pockets or your pocketbook and find a dime. For real. Check and see if it's in there. A dime. Anybody? Can't find out. Dime? Dime, right there. Okay. Another dime? Very good, very good. So now listen. What you're carrying is some of my most famous art. The profile on the dime is based upon the bronze relief that I created in the likeness of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, one of my famous works of art. So every time you pick up a dime, you think of me, Selma Burke. Every time you pick up a dime, you're picking up a piece of St. Augustine's history. The dime. It's been in existence since 1945. And you have been carrying it around in your pocket. I am Selma Burke. And I am who I am because of St. Augustine's and St. Agnes Training Hospital for nurses.
I am George Pup Williams, former athletic director and head and track coach at St. Augustine's University.
We've won more than 39 national championships. I was also the head coach for the 2004 U.S. Men's Olympic field track team in Athens. And in 1996, I was the assistant track and field coach for the Olympic Games in Atlanta. Now, my athletes won gold in both of those Olympiads. I'm George Pup Williams, class of 1965, and I am who I am because of St. Augustine's College.
I am Timothy Graffinreed, a composer. I wrote 2 songs for the original soundtrack for the Broadway hit, The Wiz. I have worked with some of the greats, Jennifer Holliday, Felicia Rashad, Ashford and Simpson, and Morgan Freeman. I am who I am because of St. Augustine's College.
I am Grammy-nominated gospel music recording author.
Luther Barnes.
Artist. Luther Barnes.
Luther Barnes.
I'm Robert Goffin, an actor. You saw me with Denzel Washington in a movie called The Great Debaters. I am who I am because of St. Augustine's College.
I am April Qualls, and I am a television production assistant. You saw my work on the hit television show Empire, the Netflix series Sense8, and the DreamWorks film Office Christmas Party. I am who I am because of St. Augustine's College.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Kay Celeste Evans. I'm chair of the Arts and Communications Department. Listen to these stories from future SAU grads.
Good morning. I am Carlos Rowell. I am a theater major at St. Augustine's University. I am a future Broadway playwright, director, and university professor.
Good morning. I am Zaria Jones. I'm a theater major at St. Augustine's, and I'm a future Broadway stage manager.
Good morning. I am Madison Beatty. I'm a film major and a theater and communications minor at St. Augustine's, and I am a future stage actress and film director, but I am a screen actress.
Good morning. I am Naila Archer, a film major here at St. Augustine's. I am a feature film director and owner of my very own multi-million-dollar film and television production studio.
We are who we are because of St. Augustine's University. Out of a rock quarry, a university was built. Our founders, the 11 priests, wanted to begin,
To start,
To activate,
To launch,
to create,
To commence,
to open,
to establish,
and introduce to the city of Raleigh and to the world what has become
St. Augustine's University.
St. Augustine's University. I am the place where great minds go.
To teach.
to learn.
Out of a rock quarry,
A university was built.
I love my H in front of my B.
My B.
My B.
Done made my vow to the Lord, and I never will turn back. I will go, I shall go to see what the end will be. Done open my mouth to the Lord, and I never will turn back. Oh, I will go, I shall go to see what the end will be.
The man who loves to serve the Lord
Will go, I shall go.
will surely get his just reward.
See what the end will be. God made my vow to the Lord, and I never will turn back. I will go, I shall go to see what the end will be.
When every star refused to
I
shine,
will go, I shall go. Done made my vow to the Lord, and I never will turn back. I will go, I shall go to see what the end will be.
sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down,
I will go, I shall go.
but still my soul feels heavily bound.
See what the end will be. Done made my vow to the Lord, and I never will turn back. I will go, I shall go to see what the end will be. Done open my mouth to the Lord, and I never will turn back. Oh, I will go, I shall go to see what the end will be.
Good morning, everyone. Carmen Wimberly Cawthon is a Raleigh North Carolina native who excels at community conversations. She is the founder of Research and Resources and works with the clients providing research and writing for blogs, podcasts, grants, and marketing development, community engagement strategies, teaching about systemic racism while helping white people recognize what it takes to become a true ally in the battle against racism, and also engaging the writing of family memories so valuable history is not lost. After graduating from North Carolina State University with a degree in political science, she worked at the North Carolina House of Representatives for over 20 years. Writing the journal, it was there she honed her talents as a copy editor and a proofreader. In the community at large, she is an excellent facilitator of meetings and conversations that sparks ideas and action. As a historian, researcher, and community activist, Carmen writes and teaches about the history of Black America, Black Raleigh in particular, and her experience in articles and presentations. Her Amazon best-selling book, Historic Black Neighborhoods of Raleigh, was released in January 2023 and has sparked conversations about urban planning and its history and Black history in particular. Put your hands together and welcome our guest speaker, Carmen Wimberly Cawthon. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It might be afternoon yet, I'm not sure. And I have to say this before I start. My children still tell me that I'm old, so I need that. Interim President Burgess, members of the administration and board of trustees, faculty, staff, and students. It is my distinct honor to share with you today a little bit about the legacy and history, and yes, the future of St. Augustine's University. From the St. Augustine Normal School and Collegiate Institute, starting in 1867, to St. Augustine's College, when I was a youngster, to now St. Augustine's University. However, it's always going to be St. Aug to me. Do you know how fortunate you are as students to be in one of the two black colleges that sandwiched downtown Raleigh and made it possible for the black middle class to grow and thrive here? There are only about 10 cities in the country that have two black colleges sitting in them, and you're in one. Education is so important, and as slavery ended, people who were released from bondage recognized the truth of that. Education gave our people a fighting chance, and it still does. Missionaries from many faiths came from the north to open schools in the south, and the schools were full. They were full of children during the day, and they were almost doubly full of adults at night because they recognized it was important to learn to do the things that they hadn't been allowed to do. It's important to note that St. Augustine was begun not just to teach and educate students, but also to prepare men and women to educate others and for Episcopalian ministry. And thus the mission of today's St. Aug doesn't stray from the original thoughts of its founders. And you probably know this, but I'm going to read it to you. The mission of St. Augustine's University is to sustain a learning community in which students can prepare academically, socially, and spiritually for leadership in a complex, diverse, and rapidly changing world. Reverend J. Brenton Smith, the first principal of the school, stated that I see no differences intellectually between them, the black children, and white children. That sentiment is still true today, regardless of the ignorance that we hear to the contrary. Part of your role in the continuation of the great legacy here is to continue showing that intellect. That means to commit to education, not just in the classroom, but everywhere. One of my pet peeves is for people to get to a certain stage and go, I'm not learning anything anymore, I'm done. Well, I just think that's kind of lazy. So learning doesn't have to come in a classroom or a textbook. It can come from anywhere. I'm committed to learning something new every day. One of my daughters does it by watching Korean TV, which I think is weird because I can't understand what they're saying. So if they don't have subtitles, I'm not getting anything. But she can tell me the whole story. I have another child who learns every day by going out and meeting with people and coming back and telling me the new things that she's found. For me, it's a book. And it didn't have to be like a fiction or a nonfiction. I just need to learn something. I need something in my mind new every day. So once you challenge yourself and you teach yourself and you Google how to do something new, teach other people. It's just a matter of sharing. You know how we have conversations and we go, girl, do you know what I heard? Or girl, did you learn how to do this? Or man, I just learned a new way to bake a cake. Sounds like girly stuff, but there's a guy in Durham who's an amazing baker. Share what you learn. That's community. St. Aug's is sustaining a learning community. And community doesn't just have to be here on the campus, but anywhere that you are. We make community wherever we are. Don't let time or the lack of it hold you back. Sometimes we struggle. Sometimes things get hard. Most of you came in here intending to be out in 4 years. That's a good thing. I intended to get out in 4 years. It took me 9. It took me 9 because I had a passion for the legislature. And I went and I worked one summer, and I had to go back. I had to follow my passion and my dream. But I also had committed to graduating. And my parents didn't quite get that. And I remember one of my professors saying, just withdraw from school. And I looked at him and I said, do you know my mama will shoot me? He said, I'll talk to your mother. And so it took me 9 years to graduate. But it was because whenever the legislature's doors were open, I was there. And when I graduated, I had a job because I had followed my passion. So I want you to hold that thought near and dear. If there's a detour or if there's a hard path along the road, rest assured there were hard paths in 1867. There were hard paths in 1967. There are hard ones in 2007, 2017, and today. And we get through them by continuing to walk forward through the hard paths. My connection, even though I didn't attend St. Aug, is strong. It's part of the legacy of the community around and within the school. It comes from visiting my best friend, whose mother and stepfather both were professors here. Her apartment, the apartment she lived in, is now the physical plant office on Oakwood Avenue. It's memories for me of watching the girls on May 1st wrap the pole with ribbon. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of that, but we used to come over here and stand outside and watch them wrap the maypole. It's picking up my older cousin who lived in Delaney Hall when she was a student. It's watching Sean St. Aug play basketball. It's playing with Jess Ann Robinson, who's the daughter of Dr. Prezell Robinson, on the campus. It's going to plays at C.D. Jones. And it's going to banquets at the Student Center. It's also picking up youngsters from the Wake County Young Men's Leadership Academy that's on campus. There are lots of connections to community here. And that's important because St. Aug is part of the Raleigh community. It's part of the fabric. It's woven in. And that's not going to ever change. Mrs. Sarah Hunter, who's the wife of the rector, A.B. Hunter, loved the community that St. Aug sat in the midst of. She wanted the best for the women who were students, the women who lived in the community, the mothers and the children. And so she said at a meeting in Minneapolis that there was a need to help educate young women for jobs that would pay them well, a need to care for those who were sick in the community and couldn't get care at Rex Hospital, which was for white people. It was in this vein that St. Agnes Hospital, the place that I was born at, the shell that you see today, was started. I have to throw this in because I didn't find out until Professor Dallas was doing the Reimagine project at St. Agnes that my father was also born at St. Agnes in 1935, but he didn't live here. His family lived in Henderson. As many of you may have heard or may know, St. Agnes was the hospital for this area. My grandmother was in fetal distress. My grandfather put her in the car and drove her from Henderson to Raleigh. If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here today because my daddy wouldn't have been born. And I didn't find that out until shortly before he died. He heard that I was coming to have my picture made, so go in the library and look at that model of St. Agnes. My picture is in one of those windows. But when he found that out and he said, well, I was born there too, then you look at another window and you see him as well, because I brought him. Because St. Aug and St. Agnes are a community, and they have reached their hands out to the Raleigh community and beyond for years and years, 157 of them. To be a student at St. Augustine's was to work and to study, much like the work study that some of you do and that I did when I was at school. In order to pay for study, we work on the campus, and that's just what happened here. No doubt this chapel as well as at St. Agnes. Students worked to quarry the stone on the grounds and to learn to build. One of those students, as you heard earlier, and that play was just amazing, I loved it, was Lemuel Delaney, son of the first Black bishop. He went on to become a medical doctor, and then he taught at St. Agnes. Now, you know, St. Agnes was started as a training center for nurses, for women. But St. Agnes, by 1941, had become a training hospital accredited to be a training center for Black doctors because of the war. Amazingly, when funds were being raised to build this teaching hospital, 3 white-robed members of the Raleigh Ku Klux Klan donated 5 $10 bills as the first payment of a $100 pledge. I have no doubt that their generosity was to make sure that there weren't any Blacks in the hospitals that they were going to. It's always the history and legacy for me and the memories that go along with it. The Tuttle Public Health Center has fond memories for me because I went to daycare there as a child. I got in trouble. I would take my nap beside Miss Middleton, not with the other kids on their cots, because I used to go around during nap time and pull people's eyelids up and ask them if they were asleep. I think she didn't like that. I had no idea until I did the research on my book that it was the site of St. Aug's master program and School of Social Work. And I didn't know that Miss Middleton had attended that very same school. Although school was established in 1925, it was still open and part of the community into the late 60s as a daycare center. Under Mrs. Hunter, weekly mothers' meetings were organized, and she would teach different things to the mothers in the community. She created a used clothing store. The store was only available for women in the community and students at St. Aug. And she created a penny savings bank to make sure that people not only had the ability to take care of their physical and human needs, but also to save towards the future. That economic spirit is important as well, because we need to take care of all of us. Why did I share all of this with you? It's because it's your turn to pick up the mantle of leadership. You're not too young. You're never too young. The history and legacy made it possible for you to be here today to create new history and new legacy, to open the eyes of the other people around you and see if they're sleeping, to wake up the future that lies within you and within this community. I expect it of you. Your family around you expects it of you.
Thank you all for attending our Founders Day Convocation. Please stand for the benediction. Our patron saint, St. Augustine, said, "Faith is to believe what you do not yet see. The reward for faith is that you will see what you believe." And now, my friends, go with the blessing of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Have faith, and work for those things that we do not yet see, so that we may make them so.
Emblems of the virtues rare that still fulfill your doom, that give us courage ever to dare to do the right. For on the mountain they stand, all the blue and white.
Please remain standing as the Falcon Battalion retires the colors and the DS participants recess.